Hello everyone and welcome to the most important video of my whole YouTube channel. We've discussed so many things in so many videos. I've been creating content for you guys every single day and I hope that you appreciate it. I hope you leave the likes on my videos and I hope that you comment down below calling me Mr. Spot On. But this video is going to be very important because it's going to put everything in perspective and it's going to explain exactly why I think that Bitcoin is very likely to go actually much lower and crash much lower. And some of you might say, Thomas, you're going to be flip-flopping. You're saying bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. The only person who can say something like this is either a dumb person or a person who is not watching my videos, every single video and every video from the beginning and until the end, because I'm giving so much data and we are often talking either about short-term perspective or a long-term perspective. So I know that there can be a lot of confusion, especially if a person is not watching every single video, skipping one video or is skipping a part of the video, etc., because everything is always very important. So this video is going to tell you exactly what you can expect from the markets. We're going to take a look at the reports from Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Credit Suisse, macro events, the historical patterns of Fed pivoting. We're going to talk about the Fed pivot, and there's so many misconceptions about the Fed pivot, including even in my community for some reason, even though I explain everything, but sometimes something could be taken out of context. So that's why watch this video from the beginning and until the end, and for this time, for real, don't skip it, because if you do and later you're confused, it's your problem. So first things first, let's just begin with a short-term perspective on Bitcoin, and just let me tell you that I am still in my long trade because we still have broken above this resistance right here, and currently we also have, let me remove the volume, we also have this support right here coming in. So we're not dropping lower just yet. We're getting supported by it. But as I told you before, if we're going to break below number one, well, actually, yeah, even if we're going to break below this support right here, I'm just going to exit with, I don't know, it's going to be probably a small loss at this point. It's pretty much a break-even trade. And all, of course, guys and girls, if you want to see all of my trades and the trades of my team, all the smaller trades as well as scalp trades and day trades, then go down into the description of this video and join my free Discord channel where we're going to actually see all of our trades, all the trades that we're taking, and our community is like 18,000 traders strong at this point, and we're making very good money while most other people are actually losing money in the market right now. And it's absolutely free to join, and you'll see all of our trades here in VIP trades, all the explanations, all the targets, all the controls of the trades, exits, entries, all of it. So if you're not part of it, you're not making money in this bear market, so join us right now. I just wanted to put it out there that I'm still in this long trade, but this could be very, very short-lived. So now let's quickly recap. We have, in the current environment, a lot of people are screaming that this is the bottom. And certainly, if we're going to take a look at, on-chain metrics, it's going to tell us, yeah, we're pretty much at the bottom. And this is the entity-adjusted dormancy flow. The same thing is going for MVRV. We're pretty much at the levels of COVID crash and right here in previous bear market. And if we're going to also take a look at the realized loss we're having, they're just record amounts of realized loss. So this is signaling capitulation. And then if you're going to go to this bigger time frame and just going to zoom out, then we're going to say, just Jesus Christ, we're just going so low that, in comparison to previous bear markets, we're just seeing, we're breaking all these models. And guess what, guys? How many times did I tell you that all these models could be broken in certain macro events and macro environment, in a certain macro environment? Because a lot of people are drawing it like this. So we have 83% discount on Bitcoin in previous bear market. And as of right now, we have also gone down something like, 77%. So this is the bottom. This is how people are defining what is a bottom and what is not a bottom. What they don't understand and what they don't remember is that in the whole history of Bitcoin, we really haven't seen a huge recession. The current macro environment is unprecedented. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going to die, but what it means is that all these models, they are irrelevant. And if they're going to work, and I told you this before so many times, if they're going to work simply by coincidence. So then you're going to say, Thomas, so if you're so negative, why did you buy 30 Bitcoin right here at the bottom? Well, theoretically at the potential bottom of $16,000. And if you haven't seen that video, I posted it right here where I bought extra 30 Bitcoin into my long-term holding. So as of right now, we are in November, going into the December. We have midterm elections going on. We also have oil going down, inflation going down, potentially Fed slowing down the interest rate hikes. So we we could see potentially we are overdue for a relief rally. But let me once again clarify that this is a short-term perspective that we could have. So if I have, actually, I can tell you right now, that those 30 Bitcoin that I've purchased down here, if we're going to see a relief rally, and then I'm going to see in the general macro environment that nothing is really getting better, I'm going to take my profit on those Bitcoin, and I am going to sell them. And I certainly am going to tell you here on this YouTube channel and also in my Discord channel. So number one, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I make a new upload, and join my free Discord channel. Once again, link down in the description of this video. So this is a short-term outlook, but my long-term outlook is still very bearish, and let me explain exactly why. Certainly, again, we've seen the jobless claims going up, so unemployment is going up. It's signaling that the Fed could actually start pivoting, and here a substantial majority of Fed officials see rate hikes slowing soon, blah blah blah. Yes, US core, the inflation is going down a little bit here and there. Yes, of course, forecast 6.5, 6.3. Okay, and this is what I've been telling you about. So short-term perspective, this is quite bullish. A lot of people think that I'm claiming that we're currently at the bottom. That's why I bought 30 Bitcoin. No. Number one, as I just said, I bought 30 Bitcoin just speculatively. If we're going to go up in a short-term perspective because of all these positive things, because there's a Christmas rally, Santa rally. And number two, it's just me DCAing into an asset I believe in. So when I was buying it, 30 Bitcoin, I had it in mind that it could potentially go to sub $10,000, and I would just sustain a short-term unrealized loss. I had it in my mind. I wasn't buying 30 Bitcoin because I believe that it's going to go to the moon in the next 2 months. I'm just not an idiot. I see what is happening in the macro events. Still, this big dark cloud is still above us, and is going to be there throughout 2023, in my personal humble opinion. And I think that even though everything is screaming the bottom right now, if the house of cards is going to start tumbling down the stairs, which I'm going to show you in just a second, crypto is going to go down together with it. I really doubt. I could be wrong, and that's why I'm buying Bitcoin, because I could be wrong. It is always very tough to predict everything on point. So just in case if the train is going to take off, I don't want to take off with empty pockets. I'm just not an idiot who is waiting for Bitcoin at $3,000. These kinds of people never buy, or if they buy a little bit and they don't make any fucking money. So what I'm trying to do is, as I just said, DCAing into it. But when it comes to this huge house of cards collapsing, it could still get much, much worse. Why? So let's take a look at this right here, because I'm reading all these reports, and this actually was posted also in one very important group by a friend of mine who is actually ex-Goldman Sachs. And all of this information in these, like for example, Credit Suisse report, all of these things give you a very good understanding as to where we are at right now and what we can actually start expecting. And if we're going to take a look at the trends to watch, which says right here that the growth is set to stay very low. The global growth is decelerating, and with the monetary policy reaching restrictive territory, we believe that it will generally stay very weak in 2023. So it's obvious that the current state of macro events and macroeconomic things, it's just terrible. That's what I've been telling you so many times. In a short-term perspective, some kind of a rally that we might see is potentially going to be very short-lived. So here are some of the forecasts for 2023 of Credit Suisse, and what we are actually seeing right here is very interesting, because if you kind of take a look at equities, what they're forecasting in 2022, we've seen US equities decline by 17%, and their expectation for 2023 is going to be at best about 2% return. So Swiss equities, they're expecting a more modest return of a better return of about 5%, UK equities 3%, Japanese equities 1.5%. So very, very slow. Now let's move on to Goldman Sachs report. So these guys are a bit more bullish, I would say, a little bit more optimistic. It's hard to call them optimistic, but nonetheless. And they're estimating that there is only a 35% probability that the US economy will enter a recession over the next 12 months. And again, guys, if I would be covering everything in all these reports that we're going through, then my videos would probably be taking hours and hours and hours to go through. So what's most important, I'm just giving you the most important stuff that makes sense for us retailers when we are just putting our money to work in the financial markets. So what if we're going to take a look at the median of the forecast in terms of the likelihood of a recession, you're going to see that Goldman Sachs is standing basically at the bottom of right here, 35% likelihood of a recession. Median forecast is that there is a 65% chance of an actual recession. So that's if we're going to move to the JP Morgan report, what the most important thing is right here, that their core scenario, they see developed economies falling into a mild recession in 2023. So what this means right now, and this is, feeding our long-term outlook, not the short-term outlook of the potential Santa relief rally that I've just described. So and that's why I bought into it. And as of right now, what we are seeing in a long-term outlook is still a very high likelihood of a recession, because again, certainly we're seeing the jobless claims going up. So we already are seeing some negative effects on the economy. And certainly we are starting to see some, inflation going down. But guys, 6.3 is not a 2% target, right? So we are very far away from the target itself. So the economy is in a terrible state as of right now. So therefore, a pivot, a Fed pivot that could be coming, and even in the slowdown of interest rates, for example, for 2023, they could simply slow down but keep them high, the interest rates. It's going to give only a short-term relief rally to the markets. But at the end of the day, when Fed, and this is the most important part of the video, and I told you this before, that once Fed actually pivots, it doesn't mean we're going to go to the all-time high. Historically, not always, but the majority of the times, the market actually crashes because the Fed breaks something and we go into a strong recession. People are being laid off and cascading liquidations in this kind of a sense. So because the Fed is just overdoing it. And usually this is what it looks like. Here is a great example. And I showed you this example before, probably over a month ago from now. So in 2008, so this is the Great Recession. And we've seen right here, so basically the red is high interest rate, blue is zero interest rate. So, and we've seen here as S&P 500, I think that this is the stock market, so S&P 500, as it was going down, the interest rates right here, they were actually increasing. And then as they pivoted, it had actually a relief rally, as you can see right here. And this is what we could potentially see right now, that we could see some kind of a relief rally, hopium, equities exploding, especially crypto. But then it was followed by, the reduction of the interest rate. The percentage was going down. And this was followed by another, 40% decline. And we've seen many examples like this in the history. And the market actually bottomed only when, right here, pretty much when the interest rate was, federal funds rate was basically at zero. This is when we actually bottomed. So therefore, please, always watch my videos from the beginning and until the end. I'm not bullish on Bitcoin. I'm not saying that this is the absolute bottom. An unprecedented amount of garbage is right now in our macro events standing above crypto right now. And crypto, it's standing there alone, the most riskiest thing. And if everything is going to start falling down in a cascading effect, which there is a huge possibility of happening, just as I showed you right here, crypto is going to go down potentially sub $10,000. But at $10,000, there is probably going to be a lot of support from the people who believe in crypto. So at 10K, this is the ultimate target for us actually start to purchase more and more Bitcoin. And certainly, if you're going to start dropping right from today, I'm going to keep all the Bitcoin that I have. I'm not going to sell any of it, and I'm going to keep buying more. So this is my strategy. This is how I do it. And trust me, in 3 to 4 to 5 years from today, you'll remember this video and you'll be like, Thomas, good job. All right, guys and girls, remember that the Black Friday is ending with an 80% discount on my university grade trading education. So if you want to become one of my students and learn how to do all these things yourself, there is an 80% discount on my famous trading education right now. There is a link down in the description of this video as well as in the pinned comment. Also join my free Discord channel and check out this first episode of my trading reality show, the first ever in the world trading reality show. So check it out right here. It's a really awesome watch for the weekend. And as always, peace and love, Thomas Krallo. Stay smart, stay rich, watch my videos from the beginning and until the end, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.